Breaking news to bring you. New York City's mayor stepping out from federal court just moments ago. The judge deciding not to make an immediate decision on whether to grant the motion to dismiss the mayor's corruption charges.
So let's get right to senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky. He just left that courtroom. We're watching video of the mayor leaving. He did not take questions as he left the courthouse. And Aaron, this is the case that Donald Trump's Justice Department said should be dismissed. That's the motion to the judge, and they said it has nothing to do with the facts of the evidence, but that Mayor Adams has now agreed to cooperate with Trump's immigration crackdown. And so the judge wanted to take a look at this. What can the judge do? What did you hear in there?
By his own admission, Terry, not much. The judge said at the outset he has very limited discretion, but he did say, I have some questions. And he says the court does have a role to play rather than just as a rubber stamp to the government's wishes here. And so he succeeded in one sense, Terry, in doing this, and that is getting the acting Deputy Attorney General, Emil Bovee, to say on the record that this case was being dismissed in order to free up Mayor Adams to help President Trump's immigration enforcement policies. And the judge succeeded in getting Mayor Adams to raise his right hand and swear under oath that he was consenting to this arrangement. To be clear, Bovee said there was no quid pro quo, but he also said, Terry, even if there was, the judge doesn't really have any reason to take issue with what the government is seeking to do here in dropping the case against the mayor.
So what's the next step, Aaron?
Well, the judge is undoubtedly going to sign this. He gave no indication that he was going to hold this up. There were a couple of interested parties who filed friend of the court briefs. The judge didn't really suggest that he was going to consider them. And though he said he has limited discretion, he also said he did not want to shoot from the hip from the bench. So we expect a written decision, probably granting the motion to dismiss, and that'll be the end of it. But with the parties on the record publicly saying what this really is. Terry, Kira, even if it isn't a quid pro quo, there is clearly an expectation that the mayor is going to do what the president wants when it comes to immigration enforcement, because this will be dismissed without prejudice, meaning it could come back in the future. And Emil Bovee said as much on the record.
Yeah, could come back. They could hold it over his head saying, you know, if you don't do our bidding on immigration, we're going to come back and prosecute, which is a whole nother problem. But the judge, as you point out, has very limited powers here. We don't want judges telling the federal government to prosecute people. But there is that Hunter Biden example where there was a plea deal and the judge found problems with it. I guess this is different.
It's different in the eyes of the Trump Justice Department for sure, because Emil Bovee clearly made his representation as an emissary of the executive branch to say that the judge really had limited power to review the decision that the Justice Department has made when it comes to what to do with the case against Mayor Adams. And you know, what didn't really come up was all the problems that the mayor believes exist with this case, the strength of the evidence, the legal theory under which it was brought. The Justice Department didn't consider any of that. This was solely an exercise in prosecutorial discretion, Terry, made, Bovee said, because of national security and immigration concerns.
All right, Aaron Katersky, thanks for being there and for that report.